If I say Malta, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Bogart? Fluffy lapdogs? The Malta Conference? Perhaps the biblical Apostle Paul? Probably not ancient coins, though, right? Did you know that Malta produced its own coins during a very brief time in ancient history? Around 218 BCE, shortly after the island became a Roman municipium, Malta, then known as Melita, produced pseudo-autonomous bronze coins. Details are sketchy, but find evidence suggests the period of locally produced coinage was brief, lasting less than 200 years. During this time, the scant legends on these coins went from Punic to Greek to Latin. After production ceased, no coins were struck on the island until the early modern era. Not counting variations and repeat issues, there were only 8 different designs struck in ancient Melita. I was fortunate enough to acquire examples of 2 of the most unusual types, both of particular interest to me because of their iconography. Egyptian. Why do coins from a tiny island in the center of the Mediterranean Sea depict deities of a civilization 1,500 kilometers away? Phoenician traders were present on the island beginning around 900 BCE, and they certainly had exposure to and assimilated some Egyptian gods. Carthaginians came in the 6th century and Romans in the 3rd century BCE. Naturally, these immigrants and settlers would have had an influence on the design of local coinage, but some of the iconography seems almost inexplicable. The first of the iconographically Egyptian coins were struck in Melita around 175 BCE. The obverse depicts the veiled head of a female deity facing right, perhaps Tanit or Astarte. The reverse is an unmistakably Egyptian scene. Isis and her sister Nephthys flanking the mummy of their brother Osiris. Above are the Punic letters which transliterate to Aleph Nun Nun. These 3 Egyptian gods each had many roles, so many interpretations are possible, but this particular scene is the mourning of Osiris by Isis and Nephthys. They are wailing and trying to restore life to their murdered and dismembered brother. Why, though? Why is this scene on a coin of Melita? Is it an appeal for regeneration and fertility of the land? Melita was not agriculturally rich, so perhaps the locals were doing everything possible to please the gods who influenced the land? Or does the mourning scene reflect the loss of a person of local importance? Perhaps there's another reason altogether, or many reasons. Unfortunately, I really don't have any answers. Of the 19 of these coins I've seen in auction archives and private collections, 21 including my 2 examples, none are going to win any beauty contests for condition. Nonetheless, I was thrilled to acquire them. With scarce or rare coins, you take what you can get. Of course, rarity isn't everything. As the saying goes, in ancient coin collecting, nothing is as common as a rare coin. The second type with Egyptianish design was struck slightly later and may have involved 2 emissions, one around 160 and the other around 125 BCE. The obverse shows the bust of Isis or Astarte facing left, with the symbol of Tanit before her on the earlier version and wheat grain on the later version. The reverse depicts a winged male figure crouching left, and the identity of this figure is debatable. Some authors call him Osiris, others note a similarity to the unnamed solar deity seen on classical-era coins of Malos. Maltese archaeologist and historian Tancred Gowder theorized the figure as of Baal Hammon, a principal Punic deity. Information about these Melitan coins is somewhat scanty, and this video really doesn't do justice to the many questions raised, but perhaps after gathering, reading, and assimilating available books, and papers, and articles, I'll try again. Don't hold your breath, though. Thanks for watching.